Asks, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? And I found an article, a Wall Street Journal article, and it says New York State wildlife expert Richard Thomas found that a woodchuck could chuck around 35 cubic feet of dirt in the course of digging a burrow. Thomas reasoned that if a woodchuck could chuck wood, he would chuck an amount equal to 700 pounds. The woodchuck's desire to chuck said wood. The woodchucks need to chuck the aforementioned wood. The woodchuck's ability to chuck the wood. Others say he could chuck. If he could chuck, he would as much as he could if a woodchuck could chuck wood. If he could chuck wood, the woodchuck would chuck as much as he could. Blah blah blah. If a woodchuck could chuck wood, he would and should chuck wood. It would chuck the amount of wood that she sells by the seashore divided by how many pickles Peter Piper picks. 1/4 of sycamore if you give him a quarter for every quarter of the sycamore he cut. A woodchuck could chuck as much wood as a woodchuck could chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood, but unfortunately woodchucks do not chuck wood. About 5.72 fluid liters of wood, about as many boards as Mongol hordes would hoard. The Mongol hordes did hoard boards. 23 tons more than you can count. Honestly, no one can chuck more than a woodchuck. If the woodchuck's name was Maurice, then it could chuck all the wood that it wants to. However, if its name is Frank, no chucking would be for it. And it just keeps going on and on. So I hope that was a decent answer on that subject. That was a pretty cool article, actually. Let's see. Moving on down. Let's see. Most of these are Donkey Kong related questions. They didn't have to be. Yeah. So Canadian Brit 22 asks, do you ever feel like doing LP's YouTube videos? Do you ever feel that doing Let's Plays and YouTube videos is not rewarding enough to continue dealing with technical frustrations, or for some LPs, low number of views? If so, how do you deal with it? I just want to point out that this is pure curiosity. I love your videos and would be very sad face if you stopped. Well, thank you, Canadian Brit 22. That's awesome. Yes, I have felt like quitting quite a few times. Actually, I have quit quite a few times. With Destroy All Humans, which was my very, very first Let's Play, I quit that Let's Play. I got very, very, very far in the Let's Play, and basically I sat down for a good 4 or 5 hour run with the game to try and knock it all out, and I lost everything. Everything was completely corrupted, and the only way I hadn't made a backup save 5 hours earlier, so the only way to get back to that point was to play through the however many hours it took me to get to where I was before, and I just didn't like the game very much, and so I wasn't going to do it. With the HD PVR, yeah, with Enslaved, I thought about just giving up quite a few times, but I just had a burning desire to complete something, and so I did. I completed it, but that feeling of completion led me to want to keep going. As far as commentaries go, those are easy. There's no room for error. It's when you get to sitting down and doing 30 minutes, 30 minutes of work or an hour and a half worth of work, and then it's flushed. It feels so wasteful. Like you just wasted a whole hour and a half, and that really hurts. Let's see, Fatboy831 just signed on to PS3. He sent me a message. Let's see what he said. You got lucky, buddy. You got right in the middle of my video and sent me a message. Let's hope you didn't say anything stupid. So he says, I like your vids. Well, thank you, buddy. That's pretty cool. But anyway, moving right along, TT Productions 44 says or asks, what's your favorite movie, video game, and TV show? Well, my favorite movie, and this is going to sound homosexual, but not homosexual, but maybe a little Nancy for some of you people. But my favorite movie is a tie between The Garden State and Lost in Translation. If you haven't seen either of those movies, they are amazing movies. They come in a close second to Pulp Fiction and Fight Club, which actually I enjoy the Fight Club novel a little bit better than the movie. So he didn't put book in there, but I'm going to go ahead and put it in there anyway because I think everybody should read these books. It's a series called The Sword of Truth series, written by an author named Terry Goodkind. You might have seen the half-assed TV show Legend of the Seeker on TV. If you've watched that series, don't read the books because you're already ruined. Yeah, I said ruined. But yeah, if you haven't heard of the show and haven't read the books, I highly recommend picking them up. They're like $7 a piece. There's like 13 of them. My favorite video game of all time, I don't know. That's like asking somebody to pick a favorite child. My favorite TV show is a tie between Family Guy, The Office, and American Dad. I love those 3 TV shows. The Office is probably up there, pretty close. It's probably closer to the top. If you've never seen The Office, oh wait, I left off Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Can't forget that. That one trumps, you know. But yeah, that's pretty much where that's at. Thanks TT Productions for asking that. Demonic Raven 116 asks, where are you from? Your accent seems to imply Texas or the South or something. Also, awesome accent. Thank you, Demonic Raven. You hit it pretty much right on the head. I'm from the South. I'm actually from the natural state. So I'll just leave it at that. Let's see. Treeword asks, do you swear as often when you're around your family? No. Let's see. Gage047, which is actually Delta Hunter. If you haven't checked out Delta Hunter, he's awesome. He's actually probably one of the best game player and commentator people that were in the NGT contests. Asks, why is your hair awesome? I don't fucking know. I didn't know it was, so. Let's see. TYS519 asks, is Donkey Kong worth full price for someone who doesn't play Wii much? Yes, it is. Somebody asked, and I don't remember where it was and who asked it. They asked, does your wife know you have a YouTube channel? Yeah, she does. She knows I have one. She's actually watched me. She was actually in the decision in me buying the HD PVR, which brings the videos. So yeah. Oh, that was cheeky. Asks, so did you grow up on an N64? No, I grew up on an NES. When I was born in 1987, my grandparents had already purchased an NES, and I first started playing Mario Brothers on that thing when I was 3 years old. And by the time I was in my almost 4 to 5 years old, I had beaten Mario quite a few times. So that's where I started. Then I played. Then Paperboy was probably my second game on the NES I ever had. And then the best Christmas I ever had was when I got my Super Nintendo and Super Mario World for it. Going back to my favorite video game, now that I'm thinking about it, I can do a favorite for each genre or for each system. My favorite video game for Super Nintendo is a tie between Donkey Kong Country and Super Mario World. Or actually Super Mario All-Stars plus Mario World, because it had all of them. So that would be the superior game. For PS3, it would definitely be Demon's Souls or Metal Gear Solid 4. Really enjoyed those two. For Xbox, Xbox exclusively, probably Gears 2. I really enjoyed that game. If it's for both systems, it would be Oblivion. Oblivion, definitely one of my favorite games of all time. And let's see, NES, Super Mario Brothers for sure. Nintendo 64, favorite game would be Ocarina of Time. Pretty much the same cliche shit you already knew. Some things I wanted to ask you guys not to do. Please don't ask me to subscribe to your channel. I will not subscribe to you if you ask me to. I don't subscribe to people that I don't watch. So if I subscribe to you, it's because I want to see your videos popping up in my inbox. And if I don't subscribe to you, it's because I don't want to watch your videos. And it's no offense to you. There's a lot of people who don't subscribe to me because they don't want to see my shit. That's just common sense. My grandmother would not subscribe to me. My mom would not subscribe to me. That's just how it is. So if you're making videos that I don't want to watch, I'm not going to sub. So just don't even ask. If you want a plug, don't ask for a plug. Sorry, I'm not going to do it. If you do ask, I might look at your videos and I might say, hey, this guy actually does deserve it, but chances are I probably won't. Don't ask me to put you in my sub box. Actually, I'm about to be a TGS member, so that sub box is reserved for them. So I won't be doing that. And that's pretty much it. I mean, if you want to send me a friend request, I will accept your friend request. I will accept that. That's pretty much all I've got. Honestly, those are all the questions that were answered. However, I would really enjoy it if you put your questions in the comments and, you know, told me what you thought. This is probably going to be 2 parts worth of shit because I've been rambling for 25 minutes. But yeah, if you put your questions in the comments, I'll answer them at a later time on QandA part 2. Guys, I really appreciate all of your support, your subscriptions and all that. Never thought I would have 2,500 subscribers ever. I never thought I'd ever win that damn contest either, but there you go. Just stay tuned, guys, and be patient with me as I trudge through life as well as the LP world. And I can't wait to get 2,500 more subscribers, and I will. We'll see you later.